Bobby Badger here. All right, Bobby. Right, today we're going to talk about the man behind the camera there. He's sat behind there, sat by there. As you know, me and Mike lived on the same road. I was 259 and you was 126, Mike?
126.
126. Just a bit further east, just up the road, 300 yards. What used to happen is, now and again, Mike would come to my house and we'd have a few tins of beers, maybe sausage and chips. Usually sausage and chips, wasn't it, Mike?
With the sausage and chips.
And beans.
And beans.
Yeah. And
Cowboy food.
sausage and chips and beans. I remember Harry once cutting his finger, cutting chips.
Oh,
and anyway, by the by. And then other times I'd go to Mike's house at 126. And Mike used to have some legendary parties. There'd be loads of music. We were teenagers. Slade were in the charts. Fantastic. And generally, I don't know if you remember this, Mike, but the teenagers would go in the kitchen and the adults would all be in the living room. And I remember I did venture in to the living room at one point. And I looked over, I couldn't believe my eyes. And I went back in the kitchen and I said, Mike, I said, there's a guy in there, he looks just like Dave Hill. And Mike said, it is him. I said, oh my God. And this is just after Goodbye to Jane's just been in the charts. I could not believe it, completely awestruck. I said, and I don't think Mike remembers this, do you, Mike? I said to Mike, will you go and get your guitar? I'm going to ask Dave to show me Goodbye to Jane. The riff on it, I could never work it out, and the chords. So Mike goes upstairs, brings his Woolies, what did we call them, Mike? Woolies guitars?
Yeah, Woolworths Special.
Woolworths Special.
Yeah, £15.
That's all we had.
Yeah.
And anyway, Mike brings this guitar down, and there's about 3 strings on it. So that was the end of that. Why did you never put new strings on it, Mike?
That's false memory. It was always 6 strings.
Anyway, I'm going to do a little basic analysis of some of the songs. One of my favourite Slade songs later on, and maybe try and play that one that I could never play back then. But yeah, Dave Hill, one of my favourite guitar players, old school guitar player, fantastic attack, great player. So I'm going to hand you over to Mike for this great interview that Mike and Annette, his sister's done. The giggles and laughter on this interview are so infectious. I belly laughed. And Annette still looks the same as I remember her all them years ago. Fantastic, Annette. Why was you nervous? Anyway, that'll do for now.
Hello. I'd like you to imagine this scenario. It's the summer of 1973. You are a 14-year-old girl, and your favourite band is Slade, the biggest band in Britain at that time, having just had a string of #1s. Come on, feel the noise, mama, we're all crazy now, squeeze me, please me. And now I'd like you to imagine your big brother, David, returns from his holiday and tells you that he has met the love of his life and that they intend to marry. Oh, and also she just happens to be Carol Hill, the sister of Slade's lead guitarist, Dave Hill. All of that happened to my sister, Annette. And here is Annette, my sister.
Hello.
Hello, yeah. So yeah, just in that little nice introduction for you. So I just want to know, how did you feel when you heard the news about David getting married to Dave Hill's sister?
Well, it was quite strange how it came about because David just been on holiday to Ibiza and he came to visit us on Greatfield. I remember him coming into the kitchen, talking to me and my mum, and then all of a sudden turning to me and saying, "Have you heard of a band called Slade then?" And I'm like, "Of course I've heard of a band called Slade." And he said, "Well, I met the guitarist's sister on holiday, Dave Hill's sister." And I actually said, this is a true story, I actually said, "Carol." And he said to me, "What? How do you know what she's called?" And it was Jackie magazine, because it always had info about all of your favourite bands. So I knew that Dave Hill had one sister called Carol. And he was quite impressed by that. So I said, "Yeah, I am a massive Slade fan." So I took him up to my bedroom, showed him the wall-to-wall pictures, Slade all over every wall. So yeah, he was quite impressed with that as well. And when he said, "Yeah, I've met her on holiday and she's coming to visit next week," and I was like, oh my god, I'm meeting Dave Hill's sister. So it was very exciting.
Yeah, like I said, I had goosebumps going all over just remembering it. I just can't imagine how you must have been feeling. Yeah, so Slade, they were big, massive at the time, and this was the summer of 1973, like I said, with the Dad All Those Number One hits.
Yeah.
And I don't know, somehow Old Daily Mail got their hands on this story, and I don't know how.
I think that might have had something to do with our big brother.
Oh, I thought it's
I think maybe he let the whole Daily Mail know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Carol did visit the week after, and I don't know if the whole Daily Mail came then, or I think it was when they announced their engagement that the whole Daily Mail came. But Carol's first visit was so exciting because just this glamorous little gorgeous Carol walked in, and she was so friendly and so wonderful.
Yeah.
And we had a really lovely chat, and I asked her if she'd sign my Slade Alive album, and she signed my Slade Alive album, which you can maybe just see.
Yeah.
So yeah, best wishes, Carol Hill, Dave's sister.
Yeah, I took a picture of that, so yeah, I'll put that up. So sort of local press got involved, and they came and interviewed you in your bedroom.
Yes, they did come up to the bedroom, and it was like a full interview. The picture, I don't think I've got the press cutting anymore, but this is the picture. Max put a picture of that one anyway to have a look at.
That's a brilliant picture.
But obviously, all of us in my bedroom with pictures of Slade all over, and then the infamous interview.
Yeah, what happened during that interview?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the whole Daily Mail reporter was saying, so what do your friends at school think? I bet they're all really jealous. And I said, oh, yeah, and they keep telling me how lucky I am. But that came out in the press interview as Annette said all of her friends are really jealous. And so I did go through a bit of hell at school because of that. Yeah.
Got a bit of flack at school.
I did.
It was not fair, really.
Yeah, but it was all worth it.
Yeah. So you never actually said it, did you?
No, I never actually said it. They put the words into my mouth. Press all over.
Yeah, no. I would never be interviewed.
Never be interviewed by the press.
By anybody.
No. So
at least you're on film this time. Everything you say has been recorded on film.
Yes.
So you met Carol. And I was well taken with Carol. She was gorgeous. I was 15 at the time. God, Dave's done well there.
Oh yes, Carol was so stunning. She was so tiny, but she had platforms like that every single time you saw her.
Yeah.
Platform shoot was like that high, just like Dave Hill.
Yeah, just like Dave.
Yeah, just like Dave. She was like she was like a sister version of Dave Hill, wasn't she? But a gorgeous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so now you've met Dave Hill's sister. Do you remember the first time you met Dave Hill? And the rest of the band?
Yes, yeah, I think it was at the wedding. The wedding was just incredible because I was there with all my idols. I remember being at the nighttime party with and being with my sister, who was a little bit older than me. And there was lots of fans outside because the fans had got hold of all of Slade was at the wedding. So the fans were all outside trying to get up, and I was like, you can't get in, and I'm here, and yeah, so that was quite exciting as well.
Yeah.
And a picture of the wedding as well. A picture of...
Well, I was in the reception.
Yes, the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one memory I've got of that reception. And also, yeah, I should say it was December 1973, so it was a well-ruined romance. So they got married within months, just before Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was just before Slade were going to bring out Merry Christmas Everybody that Christmas.
Yeah.
And there was all talking about it. It's all right, bring it. We've got a Christmas song.
Yeah, that's right.
Christmas, can't wait to hear that. And it turned out to be the biggest record ever.
Yep, 50 odd years later.
Yeah,
It's still one of the biggest records ever.
Yeah, I read some of them. The writers make £500,000 a year out of that.
Wow. It's a shame Dave Hull misses out on that then.
They might share it. Don't. That reception. I remember being me and you sat at the bar. There was a table. There was a table there, and Noddy, Slade, was stood next to us, and there was an ashtray. This was obviously when he can smoke. There was an ashtray on the table, and he stubbed his cigarette in his ashtray, and he looked at it, and he probably think his lips had been on that.
Yeah. You know me so well.
And so you wanted it, but you were scared to reach out and get it. So I did it. I reached out for you. I hope I got the right thought and gave it to you. You kept it for years.
Yeah, but sadly I haven't got that, so otherwise that would have been another... This is not a cigarette book.
Yes, no paper left on it. Just a load of tobacco. And then the next thing to happen, and I don't remember this at all, must have been a couple of years or 1 year down the line, our brother David was commissioned by Dave Hill to buy a car for him. It was a Rolls-Royce, and it was white. And we lived on Greatfield then, and David, this is getting confusing, isn't it? I'll call him David, and Dave. He drove this Rolls-Royce, white Rolls-Royce, to Greatfield and parked it near the bus stop on Greatfield. So we had a little square. We lived in the corner of this square, and he parked it at the Annandale Road. People who know Greatfield. He parked it near the bus stop and walked into the house. And I was out with Mike Cox last Thursday. Mike Cox lived next door to us, and he remembers it. He remembers looking at this Rolls-Royce outside his window, and gradually a crowd formed because where they got round, Dave Hill's a connection with us, and a crowd. They thought, "Wow, Dave Hill's here!" Yeah. And so word got round, and there was a small crowd formed in the square, thinking Dave Hill was in our house, and he wasn't.
And exactly, they must have been disappointed when David walked out.
Yeah, when David walked out.
And the number plate as well, the number plate of that Rolls-Royce was...
It might have been Yob 1.
Yeah, Yob 1.
Oh, it might not be like that, I don't know. Because he hadn't actually bought it yet. Yeah, he did buy it, but he probably hadn't put the number plate in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it'd be better if it was Yob 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd love to have seen that. David walking out and crowd going, "Oh."
Yeah, oh God, not him.
Yeah. Is there anything else you remember about the white Rolls-Royce?
No, I think my sister did go with David there to go and pick it up, so I think she enjoyed the drive in the Rolls-Royce as well through Greatfield. Yeah. Apart from the Yob 1 number plate, because when Dave Hill did get this Yob 1, apparently he cracked one of the number plates, and he actually gave it to me as a gift because he had to buy another one, so I got the cracked one, and that's disappeared. So somebody's took that number plate. Yeah, gutted about that.
It's not guilty.
Not
No, I
yet.
took all the LPs, but I didn't.
Well, yeah, I
take the
did
odd
pinch
one.
my Beatles plate, but there you go.
Oh,
Could have
yeah, I've
been
still
you.
got that.
It was you.
They're the Smash Man, I remember. So I took yours. Right, I think that's nearly wrapped up. Just one thing about Carol. I mean, I haven't really told the listeners or viewers what's happening now. One of Slade's albums is called Whatever Happened to Slade. That was about 1970, late 70s anyway, when it became less popular. Whatever happened to Slade. Whatever happened to Carol.
Whatever happened to Carol? Carol, thankfully, is still a massive part of our family. Our brother David sadly passed away in 2012, but Carol stayed just as much a part of the family as she did when Dave was alive. We still see Carol regularly. She lives in Cyprus, and she's still as gorgeous as ever.
Yeah.
In fact, we're seeing her next month, so I'm very
Yeah, that's
excited.
right.
Yeah, we're seeing her
Yeah.
next month.
That's
No,
right.
Carol's amazing. She's she's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Might be able to interview her next month.
Yes. No, that would be a coup.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said that in case it falls through. Anyway, thanks for that, Annette. It's
You're
been
very welcome.
Interesting and entertaining.
I've enjoyed the chat. He'll probably edit all of my waffling to about
Yeah, that's
2
what I'll
minutes,
do.
but there you go.
Well, here we go. I'm going to do sat in the cabin again, having a beer. I'm ready. I love this stuff. And I just thought, why don't we do a little analysis of my favourite UK Christmas song, which is obviously Merry Christmas Everyone, the Slade one. And I've got to say, when you look at it, it's cleverer than people think, because it's got this key movement, and the technical term for it, which is a big word meaning absolutely nothing, it's called chromatic median, and it means when you take a major key and take the major key that's a minor third below it, which is 3 keys on the piano. So in this case we've got B flat moving to G major, which is 3 below. So I don't want to bore people too much, but let's listen to how it sounds. So we've got the first B flat coming in, and then a moving bass line on the bottom, and then the D sus of the 5 chord of the G major. So it's just that unexpected movement. And now we're going into G. And then the bridge, the middle bit, is also moving back from G major into B flat. So we've got the 3 chord of B flat, which is D minor. So yeah, really clever, different. You had these chords that shouldn't have been there, they were out of key. Chromatic medium, that's what it's called. Never knew that one, but you know, medical terms, big words meaning absolutely nothing. But it just sounds great, doesn't it? And basically it was like the B flat had the D in it, and the G's got the D in it. So it was a pivot note to come out of B flat and go back into G. But if you didn't know about it, somebody must have known about it. Or I can't expect people to just find stuff like that by accident. But I also want to talk about where have I put the drink? If we look at the biggest song of all time, biggest number 1, biggest selling song of all time, what is it? It's White Christmas. And I just thought, what made that so incredibly beautiful that people, it's the biggest selling song of all time. Let's have a look at it. So, yeah, it's a real interesting bit. Very interesting bit in this one. Dreaming. I'm gonna try and sing it. White Christmas. Do 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 do. Sun is slipping in the snow. So I looked at it and I thought it must be in the melody because the chords are all in key. There's a couple of diminished in there, there's some big voicings on the 11th and all that. But if you look at the melody, it does this. What's special about that? That's the hook. So you got so the last part of that first phrase is all what we call just moving up real gently in steps, real simple steps. So imagine on the keyboard just going up 1 key at a time, and it's just real interesting. So you've got, this is it. All what we call chromatic. It's colourful, meaning the word colourful. And for me, that's what the hook of that incredible song was, and it's probably doing. It's real lazy, real lazy. Everybody's got a Christmas mood on, and it's a lazy feel moved into the end note, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's the dominant chord of the key, which is G7 or G11 in that case. But yeah, so a little analogy there. Hope I wasn't too boring, but yeah, thank you. Madness over.